Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi LIVENODING. I will be doing a little bit of improvisations today with VOXEL Remesher. So we got something that's a little bit like that. It's a bit random, but it reminds me of this food. I don't know what you call it. So, but anyway, let's get started. So basically, the idea is to play with the face polygon topology. You start with something and then you try to make an interesting topology. So, and then from that polygon face topology, you turn it into some kind of brick, random shape of brick, and then you combine them together using VOXEL Remesher. So you can start with a plane. So talking about topology, if we have a plane and we subdivide it, it's just square. But if you have like a diamond and then you connect it and then update, you have a diamond shape. So that's not too bad, but I prefer triangulation. So if it's triangle, in fact I will actually just use random vector. So random vector will just give you this random points. If you randomize further, you got scatter points. And then if you have convex hull, update, suddenly you have this clump, some kind of clump, and it's all triangulated. It's not bad, but it's not perfect, but let's see what we can do with it. So what do we call it? Fry corn dog. Let's just call it like that. So random vector, randomize it, and then convex hull, and then our friend dual mesh, connect it, update the shading. This one is probably slightly better. It should be, actually it should be like a polygon. At least it's like a n-gon. It's a better shape than before. You can actually subdivide and then remove doubles, do things like that. So, but for what we are doing, we're gonna use polygon boom. So with polygon boom, all the face are actually separated. If we actually bake it, each face will be separated. It still have global transform. So let's try, after the polygon boom, let's try to transform mesh. They're all separate, right? We can take advantage, right? It's from here. If we play around with the scaling, you see how it's scaling on their local transform? So that's actually pretty cool. You can start a solidify, extrude, separate, things like that, and it's actually separated. Right now it's separated. If you use bmesh viewer, turn on merge, however, this will combine everything. So it's pretty powerful. In fact, at this point, if you not just scaling, you can also rotate. So this one is not rotating on the normal, but I guess it's okay for now. We can try custom normal, but one of these I think allow you to rotate on its normal. That seems to be rotating on the normal. Right, so okay, we got all this very quickly. At this point, you can solidify inside sverchok or you can solidify over here, which can be a little bit faster. And then from here you can use Voxel Remesh. And you start to play around with this value. Be careful, don't go too small. 0.02 is gonna froze Blender. This one will add triangulations. So at this point we already have our corn dog. So right, corn dog. And what else can we do now? We can now start to play around with this, with the seed of the randomized points. Convex hulls can stay as it is. Polygon boom, and so we are free to do whatever here. So after convex hull, in fact, you can perhaps add some kind of noise displacement. Select this and then tap V and update. This will add more randomizations. Although before, I think between convex hull and this guy, we don't have a lot of details. Maybe subdivide can do the job. Although subdivide, actually this subdivide requires edges. So use subdivide light. Connect this. And this connect to that. Show options. Update. So this will add details. Sometimes not always obvious. Or maybe this face should go there. Well, there you go. This one is a little bit crazy. Okay. Oh, that's weird. The seed doesn't work here. It works over here. We need to do a little bit of fractal. Okay, fractal 0.5. We can now randomize the seed here and randomize the seed here. Right, it looks quite random, but I quite like this because it feels organic. And this guy over here, of course, our friend VOXEL Remesher, this one is really quite powerful. This really gives me a lot of ideas. And you don't need to worry about topology at this point. If you ever need to animate it, maybe you want. In this case, you can also use procedural texture on top of this, and you can get really a lot of details. And it's probably something that you see from Pixar, WALL-E, garbage. So the garbage scene or Pixar WALL-E is quite interesting. So we are probably making something that's similar to that. So the garbage, for the texture and everything on top of the garbage, I don't know how to explain it. This kind of scenery is probably something that you can make using Voxel Remesher. That's not nice. Oh, sorry. Right. This, especially this one. So it's garbage and WALL-E. Just at this point, use frame. Plug this in, and plug that into. Oh, we don't have connection to the seed there. We can randomize this guy. Try smaller value, and then you can try higher value. It's really up to you. So that's smaller value, big value. What's interesting, probably over here with the rotations of the face, and also randomize the scale if you want. You can really get unusual shape. This is not too bad actually. If you go to wireframe, I mean that's quite dense, but you can always reduce it. Decimate. I wish that the sverchok have decimate, because decimate is super interesting. If you decimate it, you have less detail, and then if you have this detail, and if you want to go a little bit crazier, use the tissue add-on. Oh, I don't have I don't have the tissue add-on. I think I have it somewhere. I need to reinstall it. 3.0, enable it. Okay, tissue add-on. Alright, convert to dual mesh. It's gonna turn this triangle into dual mesh, and once it is a dual mesh, you see the topology change again. It's still n-gon, but if you subdivide it again, you get some kind of flower pattern, and then on top of that you can actually redo the process. You get more details like that, but I'm not gonna do that for now. So there you go. It's a corn fritters to something that's a little bit more like a garbage dump, but it's still very interesting. You know, from here you can add procedural texture and do some kind of procedural displacement. You get very interesting look. All right, thanks again for tuning in. Let me know if you have any ideas what you can make from this, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.